What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2024. This is episode number 34, and we're going to be doing some stuff with the, well, we're going to be resolving our cobalt issues this episode. Last episode, we ran into some cobalt issues while we were building this mega structure right here, this giant wing of defense. What is that over there? Is that, oh, the Emil-Scop, nice. We ran into some cobalt issues where we don't have enough cobalt to make metal grids. So this episode, we're going to be solving the cobalt issues. We're also going to be trying to find a way to get ice from that mini base over there. What is that red? Oh, that's a Word of Lothian. Okay. Ice from over there to our main base so that we can pretty much start running on hydrogen engine instead of having to rely on our solar power over there. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. If we have enough time, if we have more time, we'll work on the AMG Sandstorm here a little bit. But the first thing I want to do, let's get those cobalt issues out of the way. So the only cobalt we know of currently that's near our base is at the CoFiNi base over here, which it's still dark, by the way, but the sun is slowly coming up. But yeah, so the only cobalt we know of is at the CoFiNi base down in this hole right here. If we go down and then over to this direction, we'll find all this cobalt. The only problem is I don't want to send a PAM ship over here, because if I do that, it'll start strip mining all the way down here. It's going to leave a very ugly hole that we can't get rid of somewhere. So what I think we're going to do instead is we're going to widen this hole a little bit so that it becomes a hole that you can just go straight down. And then we're going to use one of our horizontal PAM ships, which we haven't used in a long time. And we're going to try and mine the cobalt that way. So we're going to get it all the way down here and then have it just go straight for that cobalt. And then when it leaves, it'll come back up through the hole that it makes here. So we'll end up only having one much smaller hole that the ships go through. And yeah, it'll look like a normal mine, I think, which is fine because we do plan on having like mine tours or something of the like over here. So let me go ahead and grab one of our PAM ships real quick. Okay, so we haven't used these ships in a long time, but we could either use the PAM Trailblazer or the PAM, which one was this? This one is out of power, so we're probably not going to use this one, but this was the PAM Macho. I think we're going to use the PAM Trailblazer, which usually was doing iron mining, but the iron mining was taken over by the PAM Mr. Diaxis there, so the Trailblazer here is free. So let's hop in the Trailblazer. I think, oh man, okay, these are old ships. We don't actually have a cockpit in these guys, so we have to use remote control. Okay, well, let me just sit right here, and we'll remote control this one. Do I need to be in a seat? I think I need to be in a seat. Okay, well, let's get over here. Get out of the way. I need to get inside this door, please. I want to get inside here. There we go. Okay. So now we can go into the Trailblazer and we can remote control that guy from here. Okay. So with the remote control, we're going to make sure we have power on auto. We do. So let's go ahead and disconnect and let's get into the camera. Perfect. Okay. We have lots and lots of power. Wait, is the air and transport? Oh, the air and transport's coming in for landing. Okay, I thought it was leaving earlier. All right, we're gonna head on over to the CoFiNi base and we're gonna kind of mine out a little hole that this can go down. So I was initially thinking maybe we mine out the iron hole that already exists and then kind of go in from there, which we could, let me think. We could do that. The cobalt's kind of over here though. So we could mine out a separate hole and then use that, or we could just mine out this and then use that. I think I'd rather mine out this so we can use it. It would make this a little bit bigger, but I think that's fine. We'll just have to redo this staircase. Here, let me leave this here for a second. I'm gonna get my my character over here as well. Okay, so I'm thinking for this, we're gonna want to maybe grab like a different set of steel plates out here so that we can connect this power thing, and we'll remove the existing one so we have a little bit more room over there. So this right here will get removed. And then we have that room right there. Then we're gonna have to remove this staircase for now. We'll re-add it back once we know exactly how big the hole's gonna be here. But for now, let's get rid of the staircase. I'm sorry, staircase, you have to go. You will be re-added at some point. All right, Trailblazer, here we go. Let's get on your camera and let's go straight down from right, the cobalt's right there. So maybe I'll go straight down from right here. Okay, let's go straight down this way. And this is going to be the hole that it's going to enter the mine at, or from. Okay, there's the iron. Let's go straight back up and let's see what we have here. So can this actually make it down here is the question. What we're going to essentially do is we're going to have this come over here. And then we're gonna have it just, you know, go down like this. And I don't know if this is big enough for it or if it'll get stuck on something. Okay, I think this will be fine. We just have to basically, let's do a little dry run here real quick. Ah! Oh, that's not good. I forgot that existed. Whoops. Sorry, Pam Trailblazer. Okay, let me repair you real quick. I think we probably just destroyed the battery. Yeah, okay. I just need to grab a couple power cells for that. Whoopsies, my bad. This thing has a battery, so it should be fine. Also, that very nicely landed right there. I don't know which block got destroyed. Oh, one of these. There we go. We'll move the wind thing over here so it's just out of the way. We don't have to worry about it. So that this can't happen again. Oh man, a lot of stuff got destroyed actually. How did I destroy so many things by running into like steel plates? That's crazy. All right, let's see what we can repair just here without going anywhere, because we might have some stuff that we can use. Yeah, we don't have the power cells. That's fine. I didn't really expect us to have those, but we do have some motors and stuff that were just sitting at the PAM base. Yeah. Luckily, we do seem to have a lot of things at the CoFiNi base here, and I'm able to repair most of the stuff just here. Again, I don't think it's that much that we need to repair. Well, it's kind of a bit. Okay, new idea. Let's go grab the barista. We're gonna bring this over to our little repair station at the main base. It's a bit out of the way, but it's probably the easiest way to repair everything in one fell swoop. Barista, we need you. Okay, now that we have the barista over here, all we need to do is get our landing gear thing attached to this, which shouldn't be too hard. Let's switch to this right here. Ready to lock, perfect. And let's bring it over to the main base, where we have that little welder factory that we can use to get this thing back up and running. All right, here we are. It actually looks like they're already pushed out. Okay, they're actually already on. So you know what we can do? We can just go above it and then slowly lower it into position here. Make sure I don't run into the main base. I'm gonna slowly lower it. It should, let's position it this way. There we go. These guys should get out of the way once it gets in position, roughly. There we go. Okay, now it's starting to weld this stuff up. Okay, slowly lower it down. Let it get everything that it possibly can. And I think it should be good. All right, now to get the PAM Trailblazer, what we're gonna do is we're gonna aim forward like this, because I think this ship can survive aiming forward like that. Yes, it can. Perfect. We're going to, what do I wanna do now? I think I need to disconnect this. Maybe I should do this closer to the ground just in case. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and disconnect it. And nice, it seems like the Trailblazer is able to just fly there. And since it's flying there, I'm gonna just bring this back to the connector, and then we'll get into the Trailblazer and continue our mission. Okay, nice job, barista. You done well. You done good. There we go. Press number 8 to connect that, and we're good. All right, let's hop on the Trailblazer and head on out of here. Which I think what I need to do is I need to get in it here real quick. Switch that camera. And there we go. Okay. I'll hop on as well. All right, back at the PAM base, let's get this ship set up with its path. Okay, I'm gonna sit back in this seat over here. All right, let's get the Trailblazer path set up. So we're gonna go over to this right here. We're gonna record our path. Did I click it? Isn't that supposed to be the one that clicks it? Okay, there we go. We had to recompile it, but now it's working. So let's press number 3 to set up that path. We'll press P. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go up first so that we're kind of away from everything else. We're gonna turn and we're gonna start heading toward the CoFiNi base on this trajectory right here. Hopefully that won't allow us to run into any of the other ships. I wanna make sure it keeps a path once we get over here to the CoFiNi base, because we need it to be very, very precise when it gets over here. Otherwise it's not gonna make it through this area. Okay, 36, 37. I'm gonna make sure that we get a path when we're up here. 39, 40, 41. Okay, so it is marking paths as we go down here. I'm gonna try to very evenly go down this thing without running into anything. It's still recording paths, so we're good. Okay. And we have a path to the cobalt straight ahead. So I'm gonna bring us right there, and then we're gonna start our path. So let's end the recording there, stop path recording. Let's set up our mining job right here. So I think for the sensor, we're gonna change our height. So it's very even like that. We're gonna change our width as well. Because I don't want it to get, oh, maybe that's not good enough. We'll change it to something like, well, yeah, I think I'll do something like this. I think this is fine. And then it's got a depth of 26. I think that's also fine. So let's start this new job and see if it can do that. So I'll go check it out real quick at the CoFiNi base, see how it's doing. And hopefully with that path, we should be good. We should be start getting cobalt and be able to fix all of the things that require metal grids. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so yeah, I went down here and it's going straight down into the cobalt, which is perfect. Yep, it's getting plenty of cobalt for us. Very nice. It might actually go past the cobalt into the ice, but I'm fine. We'll reevaluate once this completes its mission. What I really want to see is how it handles getting back up. I want to see if it makes it there or not. So let's give it a second. Let's let it get all the cobalt it can, and then let's check it. It does kind of run into the wall a little bit, but it might still make it. It's fine if it runs into the wall with that side a little bit. Maybe it's not making it very well. I'll go ahead and right-click mine a little bit of this area for it. Okay, there we go. Looks like it makes it just fine, and we'll let it go back to the PAM base over there. Nice. All right, we're getting our first little bits of cobalt. That's very good. I think once it gets back to the PAM base, it's going to refill its battery because it's a little bit low right now. So we'll let it do that, and we'll probably just move on to our next task. Actually, there were a couple things I wanted to do in the CoFiNi base after the CoFiNi episode. So let's do those real quick. The first one was that I got a suggestion that the karaoke stage should have a spotlight. So we're going to be adding something like that. So this is our karaoke stage right here. It's got a light, which is this one right there, but it does not have a spotlight. So if we wanted a spotlight, how would we set that up? That might be a little tricky, actually. I guess we could set up like a normal... Well, no, there's not enough room because it's half blocks. So if I wanted a spotlight, probably the easiest way would be to set up something like this, where it goes up. And then like... I don't know. You can't really go into that, though. Okay, I'm thinking the spotlight might not be doable with this setup that we have right now. So maybe we'll skip the spotlight and we'll move on to the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that light off again because I like the ambiance. But the next one that I got recommended was that we need some places to land. So we currently have this temporary landing spot right here, which was kind of, you know, something from a long time ago. But we need areas where patrons of this place could land if they are coming in for a visit. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do is set up a couple landing spots right out the front right here. So kind of take this block right here and go straight out this way. And we'll have this become a couple landing spots. Okay, let's do this. Let's remove the old landing area that we had for the rover. And we're gonna convert this into a proper landing area for a couple of ships. So I think we're gonna do something like this, where we'll have, this gets removed as well. Okay, so there's what I'm thinking for a landing spot. So we have a little landing spot right there and a little landing spot right here. And actually, let's go out one more on this one. There we go, 2 little landing spots right there. We'll mine out a little bit of this area right here so that ships can land there if they want to. Oh, I'm out of energy. Okay, CoFiNi, I need some energy. Unfortunately, I don't have anything I can actually buy from the CoFiNi shop. If only I could buy a little CoFiNi special dark roast and give me energy. But alas, the CoFiNi's out of stock. Actually, we really do need to bring some brews over here. But anyway, the landing area I'm working on is pretty much that right there, which is, I think it's cool because you can actually see it from the window right here. So if you have ships parked, you can look outside and see your parked ship. You know, if someone's stealing it, you can witness that, or, you know, watch it as entertainment if you're not the one getting stolen from, through the window. So there we go. We have this nice little area. We're out of steel plates. Do we have more? Yes, we do. Perfect. Okay. Finish that up right there. I don't think we can weld it until we get the barista over here, but at least this is the this is the parking area kind of figured out. What we can do is we can remove this and maybe add this one instead of that. Okay, we had stuff in there. What did we have in there? Not too much. Okay, yeah, we will need the help of the barista. So let's go grab the barista real quick. We'll get all this welded up. This is just steel plates, so it shouldn't take too long. I guess I should check on the Trailblazer at some point, because I don't know if it actually made it back from its mission successfully. Okay, we kind of overshot that a little bit, but it's okay. Let's go in and get this stuff welded. We'll start with the complex stuff, and then we'll move on to the steel plates, which are a little easier. Go. Nice. All right, we'll get this one right there. We have another one that I need to get back in the position right here. We're out of steel plates. Oh no. Just grab a couple from here. There we go. Put that in position. And there we go. There's all of our complex stuff. So then we can go for just the steel plates. And those shouldn't be too much trouble at all. After, we'll go through and paint these. I'm thinking a nice wooden color. I really like the wooden colors. I think they look pretty pretty good. Very nice. Any more that I'm missing? Yep, just a couple. And we're good. All right, let's lock this on one of our little connectors. Make sure we have enough space here. I think we should. I mean, we don't really have a crazy amount of space, but let's see. Is it enough for a ship? Yes, it is. And we have plenty of space in the middle. We could have a second ship right there. So from here, you'd be looking out and you'd see your ship right there. You'd see a second ship right there. I think that's kind of neat. Okay, I'm gonna add a couple of these blocks right here just because I think it makes it look a little nicer and makes it clear where the landing spots are. Okay, a lot more stuff to weld up. I've added a couple of these here to kind of make it clear where the landing spots are. I've added a couple lights there and a couple blocks up here. So let's get those welded. Actually, I think there's one more thing I want to add. There we go, a couple railings. Got to get our OSHA compliance in. I think that's gonna be fine. Actually, you know what? Instead of this right here, let's do this a little differently. Let's bring this up a little earlier. That'll look a little nicer. Okay, I think that's gonna look pretty nice. Okay, let's get everything welded up that we can. Hopefully we can get everything. Press number 8. We don't actually have a crazy number of construction components, so I'm not terribly optimistic about this one. But we'll try. So far, we're able to get everything we're welding, or that we want. So maybe I should be a little more optimistic here. Yeah, I'm thinking, well, actually I say that, and then this, well, I had the stuff in my inventory, so hang on. We might be good. Let's get these last few steel plates over here. I'm missing something for that. Do I have it in my inventory? I do indeed. Okay, let's go ahead and park this again. We'll do some painting. And then we should be good with this landing area. All right, here we go. So the idea is that it's mostly made out of wood, but all these metal pieces that are around here are being heavily affected by the climate, so the cold. So yeah, all the metal, you know, like the railings and the shelf here, it's all very cold sort of stuff. So we have wood mixed with this frozen texture, and I think that looks actually pretty good. I like it. It's a nice little landing pad. We got a nice little bit of light and ways you can get up and around and stuff like that. Let's see what it looks like from inside, actually. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. If you're over here, you can see your ship, and it looks very nice. All right, now I want to check on the Trailblazer because it hasn't come back, which is very suspicious. It's probably just regenerating its battery, but I want to double check to see what's going on. I want to make sure it actually made it back here in one piece. Let's see. Monsieur Trailblazer, how are you doing? Yeah, looks like its battery is just replenishing. Or actually the battery is 100%. So, oh, that's why it can't actually connect to the base. We're missing all the connections because they got destroyed earlier. Whoops. All right, well, let's try and get these built up then. All right, this should be the connection done right here. So that's a sorter, so I need to actually set up what it is. So for this sorter, I think all we were doing was whitelisting ores and then drain all. We'll see if that does the trick. So the Trailblazer should now pull everything pretty quickly from the cargo. What does it have in the cargo? Still a bunch of ice and stuff. I don't know if it's actually even pulling things. So am I missing a piece? Yes, I am. This piece right here is a little broken. But it's not anything that we can't fix pretty easily. There we go. That should be everything. Let's see if we can get that welded up. There we go. And now our Trailblazer should be emptying everything that's inside its inventory. And do we see that happening? We'll go ahead and hide empty there. It doesn't look... Oh, no, it is. Okay, so there's the connector. It's doing the cargo right there. It should get the ice. And once it gets this last bit of things, it should go on its next mission. Let's see if it does. Yep, there we go. All right, Trailblazer, go off and do your mission. I'm going to replenish my stuff, and then I'm going to follow the Trailblazer to where it's going, so I can make sure that it actually gets down there okay. Because we haven't seen it go down. We've seen it come up, but not go down. I want to make sure it gets past this. I think it should, because it's really on this side. It doesn't really worry about... it doesn't go too far into that side. But here we go. Okay, it's going down, and it looks like it's actually... Wow, okay, it went really quickly. Scarily quickly, but... It made it. All right, nice job. Back at the PAM base, while we're here, someone gave me a really good suggestion to have these turn on and off based on an event controller. So when the power's at a certain level, they turn off, and when the power goes too low, they turn back on. So we're gonna need 2 event controllers for that, but it shouldn't be too tricky to set up. I think we set up something very similar with the uranium back at the space base. So let's get those set up. We will put them, I don't know, maybe right here. One right there and one on the other side. Actually, let's just get rid of the door altogether. Why not? All right, event controller 1 and event controller 2. They're going to control those things so that we're not blasted by sound. So event controller 3 is going to become event controller HE on, and the other one's going to become event controller HE off. Okay, if the power is less than 10%, we're going to turn on the hydrogen engines. And then for the off one, if the power is greater than, let's say, I don't know, 99%, then we're going to turn off the engines. I think that should work pretty well. So now let me real quick check what our batteries are at so I can turn it on or off. It looks like they are at 100%. So let's go ahead and turn the engines off. There we go. So now when this goes to lower than 10%, those engines will turn back on. And then when it gets to 100%, which is at right now, they'll turn back off again. Okay. Oh, hey, the Trailblazer returned successfully. Nice. Okay, so we should have cobalt in here then. Let's see how much cobalt ore we have sitting in here now. 45K, almost 46K right there. So let's see what you're working on. I want to, hopefully it's cobalt. Yeah, I want to work on cobalt instead of the silver and the nickel. There we go. I'm throwing a bunch of cobalt ore in here so it can work on that. Okay, it only took a space engineer's day, but we managed to get a cobalt thing set up. We managed to get a nice little bit of CoFiNi set up. Let's move on to our next task. Okay, we're gonna send this guy on this mission because for some reason I think the event controller still borked a little bit. So yeah, we gotta manually do that. But our next task is going to be pivoting the main base from solar power to ice power, which shouldn't be too bad. We just need to set up an ice transport from that base over there to this base over here. Okay, for transferring ice from the spam base over there to our main base, one interesting idea came up in the comments a little while ago, and that was that instead of having a pipeline, or instead of having a transport ship, kind of like we have with the Aaron transport there, we could have like a car. So a car that uses the AI stuff and drives from basically from here all the way to the main base. It would use this connector, I'm guessing, and it would drive over to the main base as a car. And I don't know how that's gonna work, but in theory, it shouldn't be that hard to do because all we need are thrusters in the left, right, front, and back direction. We wouldn't need any upward facing thrusters or backward facing thrusters. Then we could have it record a path to just, you know, to over here. And it should be able to take that path without any problem. I guess I would want it to probably land... I think it'd be really neat if we could have it land in here or something, but I don't really want to tempt anything here. So maybe I'll just have it land in here. So I'll change how this bit of wall looks in order to have this kind of work as a landing pad for a car. So in order to do that, what I'd probably do is back this off a couple blocks. So if I back that up a little bit, kind of like this, and then keep running that back a little bit, maybe to that. I can have that be our little landing area. And then right here, I'll just connect this so it becomes an area for a car to land. And that should work. So let's say a car can land right here. So we'll have this area become kind of a little landing pad for it. Bring it out a little bit like this. Okay, so we're gonna end up having the connection be about right there. Oh, I'm out of energy. Okay, let's plop in here real quick, grab a little bit of energy, and we'll go grab the rest of the energy from one of our proper med base. Man, we're always running out of energy over here. I need to start carrying around the energy kits or something. Okay, anyway, here we go. There's gonna be our little connection point. Here is the connection up to that. And so now we have our connection point. So we're gonna basically drive a car up here. It's gonna connect to this spot, and then it's gonna drive back to that spot over there. And that's just gonna be how it's gonna work. Now, how do we make this car? That's a good question. Let's get this floor built out first, and then we'll decide how we make this car. So I'm gonna need a bunch of steel plates. We can grab those right here. Just go ahead and grab a bunch of them, and we're gonna build out this floor here. I'll paint all this as well. Actually, I do need to redo the interior there as well, now that I've removed what was the walkway. We had that secret entrance right there. What was the walkway now needs to go around the back there so it connects. I think actually I'm gonna remove this staircase right here. I'll remove that as well. And then we'll just go on the bottom right here. All right, after a little bit of work, this is what the wall now looks like. It's, I think it looks a little bit better. So the entrance right here, the secret entrance is actually a little bit inside right there, and you can still get up there if you need to. That's just kind of like the emergency access for those ports. But you basically go down here and you can get up this way where you have this second level, then you go all the way up to the top. But it's a little bit more hidden, which I think is perfectly fine. We're gonna have to make sure that we have our connector on the 2-story high level, and our car is basically going to drive just a straight path over this way. I don't think there's any holes in between. Nope, there shouldn't be. And that's going to drive over to here. So I think we need to make this into a proper docking area as well. Or what we could do is we could put the docking area down there, because that's already kind of at a second level. Be a little more risky because it might fall off the edge if it tries to come over here. But it'd be more fun, probably, too. So you know what? We're going to do it here. We're going to take an area about 3 large, like this. And we're going to start expanding from there. There we go. Let's get all these blocks welded in, and we'll get the next few. So our car is basically going to take a path that's going to bring it down this thing. Oh, there goes the Neo right there, going off on its mission to collect silver, I think. Oh, and there goes the grilled bears as well, going off to collect some gold. Where's the Emil Skov? Probably out on a mission already. The Emil Skov works and works and works. I'll tell you what, that ship never stops. There we go. We'll set it up kind of like that. And I think if we're doing that, actually, we might want to give it a little more space. 1, 2, 3, maybe a little more than that. Okay, a couple of trips and a little bit of welding later, we now have what is basically a path for our little vehicle, whatever it's going to be, to put stuff into there and to drive out that way, should it need to. I guess I'll put some of those down there. Won't necessarily weld them up quite yet, but this should work for what we want. Maybe I'll throw one of these right here as well, just in case. Anyway, yeah, so a rover's gonna come in here. It's gonna park up right there. It's gonna grab all the ice that it can. Then it's gonna transport it all the way back over to here, hopefully dodging that hole right there and giving it to this right here, which is going to steal it as ice. Okay, so we have this rover right here. We could potentially use this. Maybe not, actually. I was gonna think about using this because it's just been sitting out here for ages, but maybe we don't want to. I guess I'll throw some steel plates into it while I'm here. Okay, anyway, we're gonna need an autonomous vehicle right here, so let's start on that. It's gonna be an automated thing that's gonna be able to go back and forth. Oh, there's the Emil Skov. I was wondering where it was. Good, it's still alive. That's really good to know. Right, we're gonna start on this. Okay, so I think I'm gonna build this thing right here. Let's get started with it. I'm gonna start with a landing gear. Oops, I pressed caps lock there. Makes you walk in the game. I'll put a landing gear right here, and we'll start placing some blocks to get ourselves a nice little setup for this. So I'm gonna start with the positioning for. Maybe I'll start with where the wheels are gonna go, so that I can get it off the landing gear, and then I can decide where I want to put the connector. So I think we're not gonna make this too wide of a ship. It's only gonna be about this wide. It doesn't need to be that big. It's kind of like a little drone car. So let's make it this wide with the 3x3 wheels. Let's grab those on our hotbar here. We'll go for our suspension rights right here. 3x3s, my favorite. I guess, yeah, let's make it, that's kind of small, but yeah, let's just do it like that. So those are our right wheels, and we'll do our left wheels too. There we go, those are gonna be our wheels. Let's go ahead and remove it from its shackles there. And I'll go ahead and place a block right there so it can't go forward if it wants to. All right, now, we know we're gonna want to have this connection be up there. So let's bring it up like this and get the connection set up right there. How is that looking? Will that be good, or does it need to be one block higher? I'm not sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push it back, and it wants to go back, but it's not going that fast. There we go. Okay, I think that connection could be one higher, maybe. Let's give it a try. One higher. That might be too high now. Yeah, that's about the same too high that it would have been. We can just mess with the suspension, I guess, if we want to. Get that thing built up, and we'll just go ahead and lock that switch lock. Okay, now that it's locked, I could actually throw some batteries on here and get this thing charging. Let's get the chassis built up here. This is gonna be weird to build because it's like an autonomous ship, which I've not really done before, or an autonomous rover, which I've definitely not done before. Okay, so for batteries, I'm just gonna go with 2 large batteries right there, and I think that should work fine, kind of evening the thing out. Or actually, maybe I'll just center them. All right, there we go. That's 2 of the wheels done, and I've got some of the front part done as well, and I think I'm happy with how this is looking. Let's get these wheels built out there. There's wheel number 3 and wheel number 4, and let's get their little suspension things done as well. So I was doing something like this. Switch that around to the back. Do the same on this side over here, and I'll bring it, well, we don't necessarily need to do the same thing out here. I'll just do a normal block on this side. And maybe like that. Okay, so there's our little chassis so far. Let's get the batteries welded, because I think I'm fine with where they are positioned right now. And this should be number 2 coming out right there. Okay, so batteries are in. Speaking of energy, I should probably get my energy sorted. So let me get these. And I'll go get some energy from the AMG Sandstorm. Okay, so next up, I know I'm gonna want some AI blocks, so I think I'll put those back over here. And I think I have those on one of my hotbars, right? Do I? Maybe not. Is it on number 8? Oh, I have them on number 8, okay. So we're gonna want an AI flight move, even though we're not gonna be flying, but we have this positioned so that it's in the right spot. We're gonna want a recorder as well. So I'll go ahead and do that. Let's make sure it's positioned correctly also. There's our recorder. So we got a flight move, we got a recorder. Probably gonna want some timer blocks. I don't know how many we're gonna want. Actually, I have them right there. I'm thinking we're probably gonna do the thing with the event controllers as well. So you have an event controller for the lock. So I actually think we're gonna do this a little bit differently than we did the other ones before. I think we're only gonna have 2 recorders instead of 4. So instead of recording, you know, the takeoffs and the landings, we're just gonna record the entire path to one side and then the entire path the other way. So we'll have 2 flight recorders that we're gonna use for this. So I'm thinking I'm gonna want an event controller for telling me when I want to leave one base and an event controller telling me when I want to leave the other base. Then I think I'm also going to want, I'm out of interior plates. Let me grab some of those. I'm going to want another event controller telling me when I want to leave or what happens when I connect and disconnect. Okay. Then for timer blocks, I'm going to want a connect timer block, a disconnect timer block, arrive at base 1 timer block, and an arrive at base 2 timer block. And that might be all that I need. Just kind of thinking, what else would I need for this? This is always a little bit complicated setting this stuff up, but I've done it a couple times, so I don't think it'll be that bad. And we've got plenty of room up here if we need to add more stuff. So we're gonna run some sorters, I think, as well. Okay, there we go. Now all we need to do is get the cargo on board. So for our cargo, heck, we could go with big ones like this, but maybe I just want to go with small, like that. I could technically put a seat in here if I wanted to. A little seat to help me control this thing. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I'll throw a gyro in here as well, because this is definitely going to need a gyro to control. Alrighty, I think this thing is set up. We have everything in position. The wheels are set to 0 friction. We've got all the recorders and stuff we need. We've got all the thrusters we need. We have our gyro. We have our cockpit for, you know, setting everything up and stuff like that. Other than this, I think we've got everything. Let me go ahead and put something like this on just for it to look nice. And it's not going to look like concrete, by the way. This is just our temporary thing. But it should be able to make the trip now. So if I go over here, I'm going to put my connector. Okay, switch log for our ice transport connector. We should be able to drive this thing around without using the wheels. The wheels are technically working fine, but look, we drive this kind of like it's not really driven like a car, right? It's driven like a ship with the thrusters. So yeah, this is the whole idea of this thing. The AI stuff can't necessarily control a rover like this, but it can control a ship. So if we set the wheels to have 0 friction, it should be able to do things like, you know, move it around and stuff like that. It'll look like a car, but it won't really drive like a car. It'll more like drive like a ship, which is kind of weird, but that's just how we're gonna have to do it because that's how the game works. Okay, of course, I'll go ahead and add some lights to this thing because it doesn't look amazing without them. So we'll give it some headlights like normal, and we'll give it some of these as well, which give us some normal lighting. Hey, the daytime is coming. Nice. Okay, we worked throughout the night. We're setting up the timers right now, so that's not something I really am gonna include in the video here. But we're getting all this stuff set up so that we can get it going and see if it actually works. So let me do all that stuff. That's the boring stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think everything's set up. The sun's coming up now, but I think I finally have all the stuff set up. Let me also real quick throw AI flight toggle off right here, just in case I need to. But with that, I should be able to now set up my path. So we're gonna start with A to B, and then we're gonna do B to A. So let's go. There we go. I'm gonna throw add waypoint onto my hotbar, and I'm just gonna manually add waypoints. So we're gonna start by adding this waypoint right here. Let's make sure that let's make sure that the recorder has gotten the waypoint. Yes, it has. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect, and we're gonna go forward a little bit. And we'll call this our second waypoint right here. So boom, there's gonna be our waypoint. Now we're gonna drive out this way here a little bit, and we're gonna set up another waypoint a little bit far away because we don't really care what path it takes as long as it goes around this hole right here. So we'll say that our next waypoint's going to be around right here. Let's wait for it to stop. Boom, there we go. Let's keep going a little bit. We're gonna get in position for our little runway here. So I'll say that our next waypoint is going to be right here. Then we're going to do a little 3-point turn right here. So I'm gonna say this is gonna be our next waypoint. And we don't necessarily have to do this because it can drive itself, you know, do a full rotation if it needs to. But this is gonna make it a little easier. So let's say our next waypoint is going to be right here. Then we're going to go down. Well, we're gonna be a little more careful with our waypoints here. I'm gonna say that, here, let's move it over this way a little bit. We'll say that that's our next waypoint. Let's back up here. We'll say that that's our next waypoint, and then let's continue backing up until we're connected to this thing, which is going to be something like this. Boom, that's our last waypoint. Okay, and once we get there, we'll trigger the thing. So we can look at our A to B, we can grab our last waypoint, and we can say we want to set up an action. Once we hit that waypoint, we're going to run our timer base B land. Yep, trigger that. And perfect. Now let's start doing our base B to A path here. Okay, so we now should have everything that we want going for us. Oops. Let's remove this from the hotbar so we don't accidentally make any more waypoints. And let's, I guess let's give it a try. So let's connect ourselves right here, and we're gonna try and have it take us to base B. All right, let's get this thing started. So if I press this button right here, this is gonna trigger our base A takeoff. So let's go ahead and press it and see if it can actually handle the drive here. Actually, I forgot to set up my, my AI transport stuff. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. We're turn on precision mode. We'll turn off collision avoidance. I do not know where it's trying to go right now, but I'm gonna turn the pitch angle down to, I don't know, 10. Well, let's turn it to 15. I really don't know what it's trying to do right now. Okay, I think it should work this time. So let's go ahead and press our button and see if it actually goes on the path that it needs to take here. So it should have no, okay, I made it go way too fast. Okay, hang on. Hang on, I told it could go 20. I don't think I want it going 20, but you know what? Let's chase cam it. Let's see how it does. It's doing pretty well so far. Yep, it's driving this way. As long as it doesn't go in the hole, that's good. But I definitely need to slow that down there. I don't want it going this fast. There we go. Okay, execute your 3-point turn there. Well, I mean, sort of. It's not bad. Now let's see if it can actually get down here without falling into the pit of death and despair. Oh, okay. It's having a little bit of trouble on that waypoint. Yeah, it's definitely having a little bit of trouble with this one waypoint right here. I guess I could remove that waypoint and see what happens. Let's see. Recorder, 8B. It's trying to move to waypoint 8. So I could, but the problem is the only other waypoint would be waypoint 9, which means it would have only one waypoint to go all the way there. But I guess, you know what? Let's try it. Oh, I think I broke it. All right, let's give it another go. All right. Come on, you can do this. I'm gonna keep it with the speed that it had before because I think it's kind of funny. But it should now be able to make it, so it's gonna hit a waypoint right here, and then it should now be able to go all the way down. Oh, it gets confused here. Yeah, it gets confused on the thing. Is it because the altitude is changing? If I turn off precision mode, I'm afraid of what will happen. Oh my lord. Okay, if I turn off precision mode, it just jets. That is hilarious. Okay, well, I think it might be trying to grab ice now. It is indeed grabbing ice. So let me just let it go to the next one and see what happens. Precision mode is off, so it should be able. Okay. Oh lord. Oh my god. Okay. Well, it's doing it. This is actually, yeah, maybe we don't need precision. Who needs precision? Let's just let it ride. Nobody needs precision ever. I'm kind of afraid it's gonna fall in that hole one day, but hey, Aaron Transport, we're faster than you, even at 10 meters per second. Okay, we're not really faster than it. Once it gets to about there, it'll start going a lot faster. Oh, we have something spawning. Oops, I tabbed out. What is that? That's a parallax. Okay, cool. Parallax is fine. But here we should be executing our 3-point turn. There it is. Move up here. Now back up. And let's see, with precision mode off, let's see if it can make it to its waypoint here. And it is able to do so. Nice. Okay. Oh my lord. Okay. Okay, we're just going. Cool. Well, I guess the ice got... Yeah, the ice got immediately dropped out. Nice. Well, while we're going, I guess I'll paint this thing. So this is going to be a nice blue color, maybe like that. We'll give it a nice clean armor look or something. So if I give it that, boom, that's very blue. Maybe let's make it kind of a lighter sort of color. Maybe all these parts right here. I'm kind of afraid it's going to fall in the hole one day, but no, it seems to be fine. It seems to be fine with Leroy Jenkins. The only problem is it doesn't necessarily hit that that connector. Okay, so as usual, we're going to name our ice transport after a supporter, like we've done with all of the automated ships. So give me a second, I'll grab a supporter name randomly from the list, and we'll see what we're going to call this one. All right, everybody, I give you the Joshua Wilson Transport Mark 1, named after our supporter, Joshua Wilson. I don't think we've used Joshua Wilson's name anywhere in the series yet, but I could be wrong. I don't think we have, but say hello to the Joshua Wilson Transport Mark 1. It's probably going to go through at least one iteration, making it the Mark 2 by the end of this episode, but we'll see. It's not able to get enough ice because we're actually not bringing ice back with these ships. So let me go through these real quick. Turn off the ice things that are stopping us from getting ice. Ah, okay. Ice ejector sorters as a whole are off, which means these two, but these two are on. So let me turn those two off so this one no longer ejects ice, and I'll do the same with the other one if I can. But yeah, that means this can't collect a full thing of ice, which means what I'm gonna do is say, take off B and let it trigger now and see if it makes it back to the base. The other thing I did for the Joshua Wilson transport ship is I made it so that the connector doesn't immediately try to connect once it hits that last waypoint. It actually waits about 3 seconds before it hits it, which gives these things time to actually latch on and allow the connection. So now we have the Joshua Wilson Transport Mark 1 driving from point B to point A at this point. I think that's kind of cool. Even though the wheels aren't moving, you have to look really close to notice that. Otherwise, you'll see it, you know, from all the other ships as just a car driving around. I think that's kind of cool that you can do that with the flight stuff. I could probably do it with the wheels turning also, but I really don't know. That might be a little more difficult. Yeah, it kind of looks weird when it goes in for that 3-point turn, doesn't it? I probably should have made the turn a little bit closer to the place, but I think it's fine. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna kind of unnaturally move into position. Let's make sure it connects here, since we're no longer on precision mode. And there we go. So it's gonna wait a few seconds, and then it should make that connection right there for us. Very nice. Now the last thing that I need for this, I'm gonna let it continue doing its journey here. The last thing that I need is an ice container, because currently I have this set so that this isn't actually draining all. It's not gonna push ice onto the base, because I don't want all of the base's cargo containers getting filled with ice. So what we're gonna do instead is allow ice through right there, but the base is gonna have to do the ice pulling itself. So what I need then, in that case, is I need to go onto the base. Let me refill my oxygen here before I die of lack of oxygen. Let's do a refill. But what I need to do is I need to go in here. I think we broke... Yeah, I think we broke pressurization a little bit because this is pressurized, but that's not pressurized and there's no problem there. Okay, whatever. Pressurization is weird in this game anyway. But yeah, I think we need to go over here. And we need to start working on an ice storage, because currently the way we have this set up is that, okay, now it's trying to pressurize, is that the base, yeah, we have our hydrogen engines up there, and we have all of our oxygen and hydrogen producing stuff right here. So we want something to be grabbing that ice, and maybe what I'll do is I'll throw, it would make sense to have ice stored over here with all the other raw materials, but creating another area for this wouldn't be so easy. Or would it? Could we easily do that? Maybe it wouldn't be so hard either. Okay, no, you know what? I think we're gonna do this really weirdly. We're gonna remove a bunch of blocks from the ground here, and we're gonna bury our ice storage down here, basically. This is dumb, but it's what we're gonna do. Okay, this might be a bizarre way to do this, but we're gonna be putting our ice container down here under this room, basically. So it's gonna be all the way down. Heck, maybe we put it down one more, so that it's not visible from the top. I don't think that'd be a bad idea. Okay, there we go. This is the enclosure for our ice container, basically. So we'll put one down that's about this big, the large one. Go with an industrial looking one. So interior plates for this. All right, no problem. All right, there we go. There's gonna be our ice storage right there. So it's going to come in through here. So we're gonna bring this down and we're gonna have a sorter going this way. There we go, that'll be our sorter. And we'll use pressurizable blocks right here so we can keep this room pressurized. Okay, there's the connection in right there. We'll fill this in with steel plates so that this can form another pressurizable area. All right, so now this right here can pull in ice from everywhere else. Did I not get these built up? Okay, so the secret here is we're gonna remove these O2H2s and put them instead in line like this, and we'll have 3 of them instead of these 2. So we're gonna remove these 2 O2H2s and have this one right here that's fed only by the tank right here. And then this is gonna connect to this. And then hopefully the oxygen and hydrogen can you know, go throughout the rest of the base that way. But I don't know if that's gonna work. But we'll get these built up real quick. Right click all 3 and see if we can build them up through this container. There we go. Okay, so that should be piped up and we should now be pressurizable again. Where could the possible leak be? I don't know. Oh no, okay, we're fine. We're pressurizable again. So I'll put the floor back down here now that we have everything else sorted. Okay, there we go. So now we should no longer need these other ones. So this is gonna start pulling ice, good. But we should no longer need this one right here. So I'll toss these guys in here. Okay, so now that we have those built up, we no longer need this O2H2 generator. And in fact, we can replace it with just another one of these normal O2H2 generators right here that are connected directly to our ice thing. In addition to that, we do still need this. This one we don't necessarily need either. Okay, that should now be connected again. And this, yes, okay, this is exactly what I wanted to see. So our hydrogen tank is pulling the gas directly from over there, which is good. That means that even though this is separated by a sorter and is only connected, you know, the wrong way with a sorter, the gas is still able to go backwards through a sorter, which is good. Okay. So now we have that set up. That's very, very awesome. I guess while we're here, I'll work this a little bit because we had always planned to do something here, but we never did. So I'll get that set up here. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. So we now have a way up and down this way. And we have a big open space right here as well. Okay, all in all, I think this is pretty good. If we go outside, we should now notice our ship going. Actually, let me do something really quickly. I want to turn these on because these should be what's generating us power. Actually, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up some event controllers, kind of like what we did at other places. I'll set them up right here. One there, one there. And all these are going to do are going to check our base batteries. And if they're below a certain point, they're going to turn on our engines. And if they're above a certain point, they'll turn off the engines. Let me get these built up as well while we're here. These are things that we had since way early on in the series that we just haven't built up. And now that we have the materials, might as well get them built, right? Okay, there we go. There's our second one. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and turn on our engines. You're number 2. You're number... Whoa, we have reavers. Oh, hang on. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I guess it's time to test out our defenses. We're going outside. Where are they coming from? The front. Okay, that's not good. Let's hope that this guy has ammo. Let's real quick check. Inventory. Ship inventory only. We have ammo there, ammo there, ammo there. Yes, we've got plenty of ammo. Let's press number 8 and let's get out here. All right, we've got a battle going on. What are they going for? Something over there. I don't even know what's over there. The Milskov is probably over there. Well, we're gonna want to bring him to these defenses. Okay, let's attack the Reaver aggressor here. Get locked on, and let's start firing. Get within in range here. Yeah, he's gonna attack the Milskov. There's not much I can do about that, but I can at least start firing and do some damage to these guys. Hopefully I can grab the aggro from them. Yeah, we're taking some hits from this guy over there, but our base is also firing back, so that's good. That is exactly what we want to see. Let's do as much damage to this guy as we possibly can. We're getting way too close. Oh yeah, we're too close. We're too close. Back up, back up, back up. We're gonna keep hitting them as long as we have to. We've got missiles flying past us, but we're not stopping moving. We're just gonna keep moving here. Okay, let's swing back toward our base because we have all the defenses there. We're gonna do exactly what we did last time. Bring it down over here. What is that? Oh god, we're going down really fast. Okay, no, we're fine. I don't know what that was. Let's keep hitting them. Keep hitting them where it hurts. Is he going down? I think he might. No, he's not going down. Oh, is the game crashing? I think the game might be crashing. Oh, the game crashed mid-battle. Okay, the game's loading back up, and it looks like it actually put me back quite a bit. Well, the Reavers are gone, but it put me back to when I was adding these things. So, unfortunately, I think that's the end of that battle. All right, we are back in, and it looks like the crash brought me back to before I had built up these hydrogen engines. So it's possible the Reavers are going to spawn again. I'm not sure. We will see if that happens. This time we'll be a little bit more prepared because we know it's coming. Let's go in here real quick and turn off the engines. All of these ones, 2, 3. Wait, which one are they? I think I was counting last time as well. All right, I've got the base event controller set up for the hydrogen engine. So now if the power is below a certain level, the engines will turn on. And if it's above a certain level, the engines will turn off. We have not gotten a Reaver spawn, so I don't think it's going to spawn. I think that battle is unfortunately a stalemate, I guess. I don't know. It's just gone. But anyway, that's all that we're going to do in this episode. I think we've done quite a bit with the addition of this ice stuff. We got more tanks in here. We got more O2H2 generators in here. Then moving out to the front, we got that entire vehicle going. Let's go over there and see about that. Over here, where even is it? Is it right here? No, it's over here. Well, it's not even here, actually. It should be over here. The Joshua Wilson transport car. Yep, right there. I'll go ahead and blueprint it as well, because I haven't blueprinted it yet. There we go, the Mark 1. So it should have that bringing ice around, you know, whenever we need it. And then finally, we got the cobalt creator thingy over here, getting us cobalt. Let's see how it's actually done on that front. Actually, I'm curious. Yeah, before we end the episode, let's check on this. See how much it's done over at the Pamazon Distribution Center. Okay, so first things first, let's check on this. We do have 7.8K cobalt. That's quite a bit of cobalt, so I'm impressed with that. Let's see if this is processing cobalt currently. It is indeed. Let's see how much cobalt we have sitting around. No cobalt. So all the cobalt's inside that refinery. But let's check out what the CoFiNi base looks like with its newly extracted amounts of cobalt. Oh man, it's been such a long episode that I completely forgot that we added this really cool little little parking area for the CoFiNi base. That's kind of nice. Okay, the cobalt area. Yeah, okay, it's done a pretty good job. I think we need to set it on another path, but that'll be a job for next episode. I actually really like how this parking area turned out. I think this is one of our better builds right here, and it goes perfectly well with the CoFiNi base. With our energy being critical, that's where we're going to end the episode. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, put your comments and your suggestions down below for what you want to see in future episodes. And with that, I will see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival.